So it's minus 34 this morning, and that's in town. So it normally means out in the bush it's going to be much colder. So we're in for a fun run. I've just got to pick up some supplies and then we'll be on the road. We're just starting our trip, probably done about half a kilometre so far. Pretty heavy going, the snow is pretty deep actually, and the sled seems doubly heavy than normal. But we'll get there. It's about minus 30, so it is kind of cold. So we'll keep pushing on, probably got another kilometre to go. And I'm just going to take it steady, I don't want to kill myself. But we don't have the snowshoes on yet. But once we get to the big open area, then they'll certainly be going on. So I'll hopefully try and capture some of the pulling of the sled. Wish I was 20 years younger. Okay, it's me. Good girl. Almost be there. Just gotta cross this field and then we're home free. Got the snowshoes on, so the pulling is going to get a little bit harder. So one step at a time. That's how it's going to be, and then we'll get across. We'll have the tent up before we know it. So it looks like we made it. Well, we made it. Not as young as I used to be. Certainly not as fit. During my military days I would have sprinted across that. But not so much now. Too much of the easy life, too much of office work. But we're going to get things cleaned up. We're going to get somewhere for Esme to get out of the snow, because I think her feet are bothering her. But that's good exercise. Temperature's still minus 30, so she's still pretty cold. I'll just give you a look around where we are. So this is a place I've camped a couple of times before. It's actually one of my favourite places, and this is where we did all the prep work earlier in the year, well actually last year. So I have my wood stacked here. I have the wood split over here. I have to do some more work on it, and I'll have to clean out that little spot, but we should have everything up and running pretty soon. And if we just take a quick look, This is beautiful. This is totally worth it, even pulling a sled, just to actually be here. It's something quite magical. I think Esme's warming up now. She's just over on the sleeping bag. So next thing I'm going to do is actually get the stove set up. I want to actually get that done pretty soon, so that if we do get cold, I'm actually warm right now, we can just nip inside the tent and will be all good. I'm using a new set of gloves today. These are, I know, I mean, known as a glove channel soon. So these are the Ninja Ice gloves, and these are actually quite amazing. They're not obviously built to last because they're kind of a knitted with a dipped HPT coating, I think it's called. But I can actually tie knots with these. My hands aren't cold. It's minus 30, so what could you ask for? $22 for these Canadian dollars. So it's like US, probably about $17. Even if they last me 1 year, for the price of the other gloves, the Giver gloves, you could literally buy, what, 6 pairs of these, something like that. So yeah, I don't know what you think if you've tried these gloves. I think they're actually for ice fishing, but yeah, they're incredibly warm, very dexterous. Like I said, I could tie knots and everything, so no complaints. So this is a perfect example how things become much more troublesome when the temperature drops. So this is my normal fire blanket I put under the stove. It must have been wet from last time, so it's frozen solid. I can't even get it out of the bag. I can barely get all the parts out of the stove because I tend to jam this in. So I can either cut it off or I can beat it off. So there we go. If you ever get caught with a rope knot that's too tight to undo, that's completely lock solid, a good way is to actually beat it with a hammer on the knot to actually loosen it up. It's a tip someone passed along to me a long time ago, and it's becoming very useful over the years. So yeah, good for knots and for moving fire blankets that are frozen. Okay, so the stove's in, that's good. Thankfully I could use my sticks that I left and prepared. So it's kind of, it pays to plan ahead, let's put it that way. So on the inside, I've got to put up the cot next, and then Esme will have somewhere truly comfortable. I think what I'm also going to do is actually put out my thermometer so we can just keep an eye on the temperature. So let me do that next. So I've already burned through my first battery on my camera. I got the other one back in my pocket. I do have a new piece of equipment to show you. This is my air mattress. This is the Thermarest Neo Extreme Max, I think it is. Used that before. It's kind of heavy. But this is the Cabela's lightweight cot, I think it is. It's not overly light. I wouldn't want a backpack with this thing, but for actually fitting in the Argo, this is perfect because it's volume that counts, not weight. So had a few issues kind of setting this up at home. She's a little tricky, but we'll give it a go. See how we can do it in cold temperatures. This is a real test. So it has these weird looking legs. The way they work is they open out, you flip it over, this pin comes up. Which way? Oh, the pin goes over this way. And you basically have to put that together and then apply enough pressure to actually snap this into place. I think that's the right way up. Yeah, something like that. I'll figure it out in a second. So I think it's steel construction by the weight of it. So you slide the outside supports through the side pocket. So that's the easy bit done. So that's not too bad. I thought it might be a little harder, but actually worked out okay. If you're an older person that doesn't have the strength of a younger person, shall we say, you would struggle to get this together. I think even unless you're a pretty physically capable woman, this would be a struggle. I don't think my partner could do this. But I kind of like it. Haven't slept on it yet, but feels sturdy enough. It's not going anywhere. Let's get the air mat on and then we can get Esme inside. So we have Esme in her little spot now. Just put her little blanket around her, her little comforter, because I think she was getting a little bit cold, but she'll soon warm up now. So we're pretty close to lighting the fire and just splitting some wood outside, and then we can light her up. Nice and warm. Yeah, he is nice and warm. Cold nose. Good girl. You stay warm. Ooh, where's Simon? No, he's at home. Get on your head. Good girl. It'll be easier tomorrow, is me. Now we've cut that trail. Did you get the fire lit? You stay. You stay. That's kind of cool. Well, this is kind of grown. Yeah. I'd keep that one. Big icicle. Still, it's kind of stuck, but it also hurts. Okay, so my little tin have my resin, I think it's spruce resin. So we're going to use that today. I'm going to split up some smaller pieces. But we need to get this going pretty soon because I'm starting to feel the cold. Hesme's in bed, so it's kind of long. Well, this wood is hard. I don't know, it was maybe this is frozen a little bit wet, perhaps. I don't normally do this with my knife, but I don't want to go outside and get my axe. That is hard. What's going on there? This looks like a better bit. Starting to lose dexterity. I think it should be enough. So I'm going to use the old peanut lighter. Thanks again, Dave. This is coming in very handy. So I'm just going to put in a couple of lumps. 2 lumps of this stuff. Oh, that didn't work. So actually this is a good example. This lighter works perfectly well in, you can see it's fuel, in summertime or reasonable temperatures. I will not be able to get this to light. I could probably heat this up in my hands. Yeah, I could heat this up and it would probably work very poorly. And that's why I don't bother with things like big lighters. They're just not worth the hassle. Either ferrocerium rod or something like this, which is like a mini Zippo, I guess. These will always work no matter what temperature it is. There we go. So it's going to smoke initially till the chimney warms up, and that should draw correctly. It's just going to be long enough. So we are getting settled down in the tent now. We've just been out for a snowshoe. It was pretty short because it is bitterly cold. It's really that kind of biting cold that actually hurts your face and fingers. So we do have a bit of a breeze coming across. The temperature inside the tent is, it looks like about 4 degrees Celsius. And we're about minus 24 static temperature. And the time is, it's just coming up to 3 o'clock. So this is probably the warmest part of the day. There is a slight breeze coming across, so that will drop the temperature slightly, but we're reasonably comfortable. This means doing okay. It's very comfy in our spot. I thought we'd have a quick chat about gloves since we've been on this topic for probably a couple of months now, which is crazy, just about gloves. So I brought a selection of gloves with me. Mittens you've seen. These always come with me. These are the Cabela's Gore-Tex mitts. And these are my, like, if things are cold like today, this is what I'm going to be wearing. This is the best glove to keep your hand nice and warm. Definitely. these Ninja Ice gloves that you saw me wearing earlier. These are actually surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. And like super cheap as well. 22 Canadian dollars. And you can work that out in US dollars. But today I've been working with them all day. I can tie knots with these things. I have to take them off some really detailed work. But the majority of stuff I can actually do with this completely. Obviously these are rubber. These are not going to do well anywhere near a heat source. But they're super comfortable. I've only had them for a couple of weeks. So I've been doing the usual stuff. Shoveling snow. Like just taking them out. Taking snow off my truck. All that good stuff. I wore them today and they're really good. Kept my hands nice and warm. And because they are waterproof, you know, I'm not afraid of actually getting snow on them. It's not going to soak in. And these will probably last, I'm going to say 6, maybe 12 months towards that kind of level. But I might be proven wrong. But so far, these are actually my favourite winter dexterous gloves. They're pretty good. These are some new gloves. I've actually got them dirty already. That I only received yesterday. So these are the Kinko gloves. And again, thanks to one of the viewers that mentioned these gloves. I looked on Amazon and I actually bought them instantly. I kind of like the look of them. So these are Kinko gloves. So they're leather glove. So they're great for using with the stove. They are lined. And you know, they're pretty thick. This is a medium-sized glove. Good padding. But let's just kind of have a look. See? No big finger. And these are $28, I think, Canadian. So the stitching's not super amazing, but it's consistent. You know, it's like it's both on the same gloves. They're the same size. They have these reinforcing patches. It's a cheaper glove, but you know, some of the problems that we have with the Giver gloves, these don't have. Like even the tabs are the right size. All the fingers are exactly the same. The stitching's not super great, but it's, you know, it's there. It's all in one piece, hasn't split yet. So I'll be using these for the fire, so they'll change colour. So they also provide 2 sachets. These are completely frozen. 2 sachets of Nikwax to actually treat them. So, oop, that's my stove there. So to treat the gloves, so I'm actually going to pop these in. I've got some water on the stove that I'm going to actually do the gloves while I'm here. So it's just, yeah, we're just going to put these in this water. I don't think it's super hot yet. It's probably perfect just to warm that up. And then what we'll do is just we'll wax these gloves before I get too much more dirt on them. So no opinion on these yet because I haven't really used them enough. And but these gloves, yeah, I like these. I'm going to be buying more of these. Yeah, I just think they're very temporary. You know, they're kind of somewhat disposable, but the inside has this nice kind of fleece lining, cool fleece lining. They're a good fit. This is a medium, and they have stretched slightly, so they're actually a really good fit. You know, it's you can actually do stuff with these. So anyway, that's where we are with the gloves. Yeah, so they're all waxed up. That should help waterproof them. I think what I'll do is when I get home I'll actually use my own Nikwax. It's more of a wax, I use it for boots and whatnot, but it'd be great for these I think. Give this a little bit of time to settle in. Oh, it smells like a new leather. It smells like a new leather sofa. Actually, that's rather good. It's kind of hot too. Probably the chilies. Gonna try some Ez. Might be a bit hot. Oh. Spicy. Do you want it? It's spicy. So that was a pretty good supper. I'm going to head back to my podcast for a little while, and I'll get back to you shortly. What do you think, Ez? A bit spicy? Alright, I'll see you soon. So we climbed into the old sleeping bag because it's getting a little bit cold, and Esme's actually getting cold too. It's a cold night, so we're looking forward to the Teton sleeping bag keeping us warm tonight. It's a -35 bag, and it's probably going to hit -35. So I'll let you know how it works out. Esme's in the bottom of my sleeping bag, keep my feet warm as usual. So hopefully we'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning everyone. It's pretty cold. My temperature gauge wigged out last night about -38, and it's kind of broken it. So that's not good. It's cold inside the tent too. Like glove hand type of cold. I've got the stove going. Hopefully it's going to improve things shortly, but it is cold. Fighting with the Teton zips again. Those coil zips on the Teton sleeping bags are no good. They need to replace them with a proper tooth zipper, either plastic or metal, whatever. But as they are, they're not worth the investment. Let's put it that way. Let's give you a quick look at Esme. So you have some water on the boil, ready for coffee, and that's my next job. So we just made it back to the truck. It's -30. That was a very hard slog. Just packing up was a pain. It's very cold. Both suffered quite a bit. My feet are still frozen. But anyway, so we're all safe, made it back. Good trip. So until next time, take care. So that brings us to the end of another video. It was a very enjoyable trip, but I think I was sailing a little bit too close to the wind, camping at such low temperatures solo. And I don't think it's something I'm going to repeat in the future. So until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.